Welcome to Stage Mom Podcast, a podcast for breakthrough bands and artists. Today we have Glass Orange. Glass Orange is a dream pop band out of Miami, Florida. I loved talking to the beautiful singer and rhythm guitarist of the band, Melanie. She is such a down-to-earth soul and easy to talk to. She has a true understanding of what it feels like to be a part of this local scene here in South Florida, and she is so focused on accomplishing her main goal in life and her desire for this creative outlet. We also spoke on how important it is to speak on all aspects of mental health, as you have no idea of who it's going to be heard by and help. She is such a well-rounded musician that I can't wait to see play live. Go follow Glass Orange on Instagram and go listen on Spotify. You don't want to miss this incredible band.
Rip a petal off a flower, again and again. Does it scream it any louder? That it's all in your head. He loves me.
Okay, so tonight we have Glass Orange. We have Melanie. So I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know what role you play in the band, and we'll go from there.
Yes, I'm Melanie. I am the lead singer and rhythm guitarist for Glass Orange. And yeah, this has been a project that I've personally been working on for a few years now, and very recently it's become a band, which is very exciting. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so I just have to ask you, Glass Orange, how did you come up with that name?
So it's the most uneventful story ever. So I really liked the word glass. I think it sounds really pretty and it feels really pretty to say. And so I just started putting some words to it. I would be like, random word generator and would just sit here and listen. And I was like, Glass Orange, that sounds kind of cool. And that was around the time where the band Bring Me the Horizon had just released their album, That's the Spirit. Okay. And on it, very iconically, it has like a little umbrella with like rain droplets. And every time they would talk about the album, they would put the little umbrella emoji everywhere. And they'd be like, look, check it out. Like, that's the spirit. And I liked that Glass Orange would have the little orange that people can put everywhere. So I was like, I think this is the one.
Yeah, no, and you thought that through, though. It wasn't super uneventful. It was full of stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And then recently, one of my friends was like, oh, did you do orange because you live in Florida? And I was like, wait a second.
How did I not think of that? I'm a native Floridian, too. How did I not think of that?
I was like, wait a second. Hold on. You might be onto something. That's going to be in it, too.
That's going to be part of the story.
It's just going to be part of the story. So, yeah, that's where Glass Orange came from.
Awesome. That's so funny, though, that your friend said that. That fits
yeah, it was
perfectly.
So good. Yeah, I was like, you know what? You're right. I've never thought about that until you brought it up to me.
Are you a native Floridian?
I am. Mm-hmm.
There's not many of us. Yes,
I know.
Me too. Yeah.
I think someone said there was like over 100 people a day moving to Florida or something.
Well, I'm a realtor, and yeah, it's very true. Maybe even more than 100. It's crazy out there right now. Even to try to find a rental property, it's crazy, insane. But keeps me busy. Things.
I mean, for a realtor, it's a lot.
No, it is a lot. It is a lot, but I love doing it. I don't like so much sitting in the lines outside waiting to get in the house in the hot Florida heat, but I'll take it. Whatever. So anyhow, so you've been working, you said that this was something that you had put together a few years ago and it slowly worked into you got a band together for it. Like, what was it prior to the band? Was it just you acoustically or how did you do it? It was that? Okay.
So, so I was in a band before Glass Orange and that band kind of like fell apart really crazily. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not doing music again. I can't do this anymore. And about 4 months later, I was in Glass Orange. And, yeah, it started off as me acoustic because I was like, I can never do a band again. I'm just going to do myself and just play acoustic and just be a singer-songwriter. And that lasted a little bit. That lasted about 6-7 months. And then I started really wanting to be in that band atmosphere. So I had a band at that point, and I was still going for that singer-songwriter, like kind of rock influence type of thing. And then the quarantine hit, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to rebrand, like, and I just started writing new music. I had just gone through like a really hard breakup. And so that's when the music starts flowing because it's the breakup. Heartbreak songs are the best.
Yes, they are.
I sent it to my friend and I was like, hey, you know, I'm learning how to use Ableton and all this stuff. Like, can you check this out? So I sent the first version of Feel to him and he said, hey, let me produce a song. I think we could do something cool. And he sent me back the first version. Yeah. He sent me back the first version and I was like, shoegaze? All right, let's do it. And so here I am.
That's awesome. Yeah, my daughter's going through right now trying to put her first, because she was in a band, and now she's, you reminded, when you were saying that, I was like, wow, I've been hearing this around the house. But she is putting out her first song, but she's the production of, oh my God, it's like, I keep asking her, like, how much are we paying this guy? I'm like, can we just please decide already? But I want her to get what she wants. I want it to sound exactly how she has it in her head. So that was awesome that you had a friend that did that for you. So, all right, so your friend produced it, and you wrote it, and did you record it and everything yourself, or did you go to a studio, or how do you do it?
Everything was remote. So it was just me and First World who produced it, which he's going to be producing the rest of my music moving forward. But because I'm just like, yeah, we work really well together. So we did everything remotely. So he would send me some tracks. I would send him some tracks back. He'd tell me, hey, can you record vocals again for this part? Can you help me with, and I'd send it back and he'd be like, can you record synth for this part? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Just tell me what you need. And it was just like back and forth. We never actually physically met in person for any of the process for Feel or for Pedals. Everything was done remotely.
Wow. It's technology, I'll tell you. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, you can't even tell. It's crazy.
So, how old are you now?
I am 26.
26. And how old were you when you started music? And do you play any other instruments other than the guitar?
So when I started music, it was when I was born. My mom has videos of me as like an 18-month-old kid, like already singing into a mic and already like performing. I have videos of me like reciting a Spanish poem that my grandma would teach me, running out and being like, okay, introduce the next person. And then like my mom would make up a name and then I'd come back out and do the same thing.
That's awesome.
So I grew up like just knowing that that's what I wanted to do.
That's what you wanted to do.
And but yeah, I play guitar. That's my most proficient instrument next to like vocals, I guess. But I also play like synth, piano. I'm learning ukulele, which is where Feel is written on the ukulele. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's piano and guitar is where I stay.
Did you teach yourself, or did you take lessons for those?
For guitar, it was kind of a mix. So in my middle school, they decided to offer like free lessons. My grandfather bought me my first guitar.
That's awesome.
When I was,
free
like,
lessons.
Yeah, it was great. Like once a week on, I think it was like Tuesdays for both, or Tuesdays for guitar and Wednesdays for piano. So of course I was like, Mom, I have to stay, you know? And the guy was very proficient in guitar, but he wasn't a great teacher. So he'd be like, here are the notes, just play them. And we're like, cool. And so I started like learning how to play a little bit. And then as I was, you know, starting to do that, I would look up songs on Ultimate Guitar and learn chords and start learning how to play that way. And so I'm self-taught for the most part. And then high school happened and I took like a couple years of guitar class there. And that teacher was really good. He saw that I had known a little bit. And so he gave me like a songbook and he was like, hey, here's some positions, here's some things for you to do. And so I started kind of like learning a little bit more that way. Right. So
how about piano, did you take vocal lessons?
No.
No? Just natural.
I took like chorus when I was in elementary school, but like so true lessons, never.
Yeah. Yeah, I took chorus and I still can't carry a tune, so. And they wouldn't even let me out. I tried to get out and they said no. I was like, I'm not helping you guys out at all. It was awful. So, okay, so you have, how many songs have you released so far? I know that you have the 2 on Spotify. There was 2 on Spotify, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So far, it's just the 2.
Okay.
Right now, I'm gonna actually, I think Friday, start writing more music with the band. Because I have a show coming up in May that I want to have just a brand new set for. So, I mean, that's the goal. Will it happen? We'll see. Because it's a month to write 30 minutes of music. But that's the goal. And we'll try to get there as close as we can. But yeah, we're going to be writing a ton of new music in the coming weeks.
Okay.
So hopefully that'll, because the goal for the year is to have an EP out. Is to release an EP of music and go from there. But yeah, it's only the 2 for now. I had a song before, but like you were saying before, I want it to sound perfect. Like I want her to like it. Yeah. I had a song before when I was singer-songwriter that it didn't end up turning out the way I wanted it to. Not anybody's fault. It was just, I feel like I was very young into what I wanted Glass Orange to be. And so I didn't have a direction, so the song didn't have a direction. And I feel kind of bad for the song. I'm like, I'm sorry, song. I hate you, but it's okay.
I wonder if you
were
could, like,
learning
revamp
experience.
it or something. Like, if it's an actual, like, good boned song, like you and the band, like,
yeah,
use
I've
as
thought
a
about
backup.
it. I've thought about it for sure, but I'd rather let Sleeping Dogs lie and just move on to like brand new things rather than like trying to make something work and waste the time there. I'd rather
I get that.
just move on. Maybe one day I'll get inspired, but I'd rather move on to newer things.
Yeah, and like you said, you were younger, so that's that's a good point there too. Okay, so what is it about music that makes you feel most passionate?
I don't know. I've never really been asked that question before. I was born into just loving music. I really like that, you know, you can kind of tell a story in a variety of ways with just one song. The melody, the words, the guitar, the drums, like every piece of a song tells its own story, and it just creates like kind of like a book. Yeah. And you can just listen to it, and it's 3 minutes of just a book, a story. There's a beginning, middle, and end usually. Yep. Even if there's no like pop structure where it's like verse, chorus, there's always like a beginning, a middle, and an end. So
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I was talking with another band about it. Like, I don't speak any Spanish at all, but like Latin music, there's something in it that like even me that doesn't speak Spanish feels what they're portraying. It's amazing how they can make you feel it through the actual instruments. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part about music too, is that you don't even need to speak the language to understand that you like the song and that you like something about the song. There's something beautiful about it.
It's true.
Like there's plenty of French bands that I listen to that I don't know what they're saying. So there's it's just beautiful. It's truly beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you play a lot of live shows? And if you do, tell me about one of your worst performances.
The first one ever that I did. I feel like, I mean, yeah, the worst one I would say is the first one I ever did. Okay. As Glass Orange. Not because of anything, but because I was so nervous. Because prior to Glass Orange, I was in a band, and I was so used to having people around me and, like, interacting and just being able to rely on, okay, there's a guitar here, so if I forget the word, I can just kind of pull back, let the guitar, and then just continue, you know? Yeah. But now I was by myself. I was the one playing the guitar. I was the one singing, and that's it. There was no other drummer. There was no other guitarist that could pull the weight. Nothing. So, yeah, that first show was pretty rough. My hands were shaking so much that I could barely, like, pick the songs. And, I mean, it turned out to be good. You know, it was a fun show, and I appreciate the experience, and I'm super appreciative of the band Above the Skyline for giving me the opportunity to play that show. With them knowing that it was my first show and this whole thing.
Right.
And it was a great experience, but it was very terrifying to be up there for the first time by myself after so many months.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because you're absolutely right. Even though you're like the lead singer, when you have a band, you could hide behind the instruments sometimes. And when you don't have that, I never thought about that in that sense before.
Yeah, it was definitely, I felt a lot more vulnerable. So
yeah.
It was definitely an interesting experience because I'm one of those people that doesn't like to feel like vulnerable. So now I'm on the stage by myself, you know. And I'm like, oh, this is music I wrote by myself, and I hope people like it. And it's like a whole
staring right at me.
Yeah, it's like I'm the only one that can't stare at anybody else.
Yeah. Oh man, I never thought about that way. I could see where you would feel that way. So, if nobody's ever heard any of your music, how would you describe it? I
like to call my music emo sad girl music, but with a dream pop twist.
Okay.
I
think you said something like that in your Instagram, didn't you? Hold on, I have to look here. I think I read that.
I've changed my Instagram many.
4-piece dream pop band. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like that's the best descriptor, but I like to call it emo sad girl music. Because I grew up being in that hardcore, post-hardcore emo scene. My first band was post-hardcore.
Okay.
So I definitely still feel that influence, you know, when I write certain things, when I do certain things. And I always make a joke that I have sad girl hours, you know. And I have certain bands that I call sad white boy music or sad boy music, you know, and it's just...
So what bands are those?
So the sad white boy music is a band called Lanny. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. It's Lany.
Okay. Oh, I think I have.
Yeah, they got big over the last couple years, or bigger, I guess, over the last couple years, because they had a song that got really, really big. It became kind of a hit.
Yeah.
But I call them sad white boy music because all their music is sad heartbreak music. And
that's hysterical.
Then sad boy music I call Half Alive.
My daughter loves Half Alive.
They're so good. I've seen them live twice and I've just been blown away each time.
Yeah, she saw them at the Culture Room and she came home and showed me a video and I was like, this is very bizarre, the way they were dancing and stuff. She's like, it was amazing. And I'm like, but this is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. But honestly, it works.
I feel like when it comes to their live performance, their music videos, you need to watch them because it really gives the context for the dancing. Because they have a lot of choreographed dancing in their music videos, and it's very theatrical, and which I love. It's super artistic, super theatrical.
Yeah, that's what my daughter loved about it too.
Yeah, it's so cool. And
that's so funny.
Yeah, and my other sad girl hours are. This band, this artist called Dodie, who's this English artist.
I think I've seen her. Yeah, yes.
Oh, I love her. I got to see her live at Revolution.
Okay.
And I cried. And my boyfriend's like, why are you crying? And I was like, because she's singing the song. He's like,
they just don't understand.
They don't understand. And it's one of those artists that you never think that you'll tour in your city.
Right.
And she did. And I was like, oh my God, she's in Fort Lauderdale. And, you know, it was great. It was such a magical experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's how we felt about Mumford & Sons because they never come here. And when they came, we sat in the rain outside the American Airlines. We sat in the rain the whole entire day. And it was awesome, though. It was the best concert probably that I have ever been to.
Honestly, those experiences are the absolute best.
They are.
Standing out in the rain, waiting.
Yes.
Getting inside, watching the opening bands, and then being like, all right, I'm pumped for the band I'm here for, you know. Yeah. I love concerts so much.
Yeah. my daughter is a big concert junkie, and she drags me to a lot of them with her, which I'm not complaining. She actually got a job over at the Florida Live so that she could, you know, work and watch the shows. But then the really good shows, she says, you know, I'm getting the tickets for the really good shows. But like, she just saw John Mayer and for free. And her boss actually put her on the ground right in front. So that was
amazing. Cool.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
awesome.
cool for boss too.
Oh yeah. She was like, should I text her? Should I tell? I said, I don't know. Maybe she might end up being a bitch or something, and she may not want to let you do that. And maybe she'll be like, you should just be there to work. And so when she got there, she's like, oh my God, I'm on the floor. I'm like, awesome. Aww. That was cool of her. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
So as far as, you as a musician, do you have any certain qualities that you feel help you to be a better musician than like the girl next door, like than me? Is there something like any skills that you have learned through the years that assist you being a better musician?
That's a good question. I would say, I mean, I don't know if this isn't really a skill, but I have a lot of drive. I have a place I want to be, and I don't think I'll ever stop until I get there, or at least get as close as possible, you know?
Well, that's good.
Yeah, a lot of people really commend my drive for just going to shows, playing shows, you know, practicing. There have been times where practice couldn't start till 11 on a Thursday, and I'd be practicing from 11 p.m. till about 1, and then going to work, my day job, at 8 a.m.
Oh my God. Where do you practice?
So the lead guitarist of my band, Nestor, he has a like practice space.
Nice.
And so it's open like, you know, in the evenings, and so we tend to practice, you know, after like 7 p.m. So usually after that time, it's where we go and play and, you know, just hang out.
Yeah. No, that's cool that you have that. I was watching videos of people practicing, and it's hard. Some of them, I saw them like hooking up outside, like in an alleyway.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh man, I hope it doesn't rain.
No, there was a point in time where before Nestor was in the band and I had like a different iteration of Glass Orange, we were practicing in the parking garages at FIU.
Oh,
because we didn't really have any place, and we definitely got kicked out a few times.
I was just going to ask
that. Don't like that. Yeah.
Cops Why not just let you be? Gosh.
I don't know.
Like you're doing anything wrong.
I know.
Just setting up a full band.
Yeah, we're just setting up a full band and playing
a free concert.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'd get kicked out a couple times. We would find auditoriums that'd be open, so we'd go inside auditoriums and just like set up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were sneaking around for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had no other place to go, so we would just make do with whatever we had.
Exactly. That's definitely, I don't know if I would be able to concentrate if I had snuck into an auditorium, but I don't know. I'd just be worried that they'd take my stuff, like, get out, leave your stuff. Like, oh no.
The first time I was nervous for sure, but then after a while you just kind of, what are they going to do? Just kick you out, you know?
Yeah, no, you're right.
We're not doing anything. We're not vandalizing anything.
Yeah.
The door was unlocked, you know. They have cameras in there, so it's not like they could see we weren't doing anything. So you're just like, nah, we're fine.
Yeah.
All they can tell us is, like, you can't come back here. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. That's true. So you mentioned that you have a day job. What do you do for your day job?
I'm a customer service assistant manager for a financial tech company.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's in the cargo industry, so it's like super different from
Definitely.
from music. But yeah, that's what pays the bills while I try to figure out the whole music thing.
Yeah. Now, do you have, like, let's say that your music career didn't pan out. Did you have an alternative career that you would be just as happy? No? This is it? Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Music is the place.
That's it. That's what you're... Yeah.
Even in high school, I was acting, so it's either, you know, music or acting, you know.
Right.
There's no in between. There's nothing. It's just creative or bust. And I mean, now I'm focusing a lot on photography as well. So I'm just wherever I can find a creative outlet.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's the photography. That's another one. It's funny how they go hand in hand, because like I am the worst picture taker too. And so, I mean, now that I think about it, like I can't take pictures. I can't sing. I can't do anything. It's like, yeah, I guess I'm just not artistic. That's why I have this, because I really appreciate what you guys can do, because there's no way I could do it. But
honestly, I would say interviewing is an art in itself.
Oh, well, thank you.
I definitely can't interview someone. I mean, I can interview someone for like a job position, but to interview someone as like an artist or, you know, a photographer, it definitely takes a lot of skill. So I commend you for that.
I appreciate that. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So as far as being a part of the music industry, is there any valuable lessons that you've learned that you've taken to heart and you're just would pass along to someone else?
Yeah, definitely don't take anything too personally.
Yeah, that's a good
especially
one.
In the music industry. There are, you know, a lot of people that would prefer to see you fail, and that's not any fault of yours or any fault of theirs, really. It's just the way that this kind of has to work sometimes, which it kind of sucks. I wish we can just be very kumbaya and just support, you know, each other. But sometimes that's not the case. So it's just kind of keeping your chin up, you know, and in that kind of adversity, and just keep doing what you're doing, because as long as it's, you know, pure, coming from a good place, it'll get somewhere for sure. That'd be my biggest thing that I've learned in the years that I've done this.
It's a good one.
You know, yeah,
because it is such a competitive thing. But it's like today, I was super happy to see all the locals like excited that the local band Bravi got chosen to open for Bon Jovi. I was like so excited to see that. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so exciting!" There wasn't too much hate there, but I'm sure that you know, you just have to, you know, like as far as the local scene goes, you're involved in the local scene, and you know of like Bravi. Are there any like local bands that you love going out and seeing?
Yeah, there's a ton. I love going out and seeing, like, my boyfriend plays for the Old Youth, so I'm always going to be out there and supporting the Old Youth. Yeah.
I think I reached out to them and they have not responded. I'll have to find out.
I'll tell him later.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're actually releasing their first EP this Friday, so they might just be a little busy.
Yeah.
But
I understand.
Yeah, so they're super cool to see. Their bassist is also in a band called Dirty Rivals.
Oh yeah, you had Dirty Rivals on here.
Yeah, so
yes,
exactly.
He plays fat bass.
Yes, exactly.
And on the fat bass.
Yeah, he plays bass for Glass Orange sometimes. So
nice.
He's a fantastic bass player. But yeah, I've learned to really love them. I saw them live, and Ant really got me, because he was like, you know, I knew you were gonna like them because they're kind of emo, and I was like, thanks. And who else do I go? I mean, Bravi. I love Soul Packs. Frog Show Mercy.
Yeah.
Still Blue. I got to play a show with them and Frogs at Gramps, which that and the show I played with the Creature Cage at Las Rosas are like my two most favorite, I think, performances I've ever done.
Yeah, I love the Creature Cage too.
I love them. They're super cool.
They are.
I don't know. There's like I have a long laundry list.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite venue that you play?
I really loved Gramps. Like,
Gramps is a good one.
Las Rosas was definitely like a favorite before I played Gramps.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't know, there's something different about the energy at Gramps. I love Las Rosas. Like, if I can play there all the time, I would play there because their sound is great. The energy is great, but there was just something so different about Gramps.
Yeah.
It was just so cool.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people, when I ask that question, they say Las Rosas and Gramps. So it's one of the two, usually. Yeah. Some people like the Underground Coffee House, too. But that's much smaller venue than Gramps and Las Rosas.
No, Undergrounds is great. We played a show there with the Plastic Eyes.
Okay, yeah, I had
and
the Plastic Eyes on. They're fun too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're super cool. They added us on, and I forgot. I think Do Not Air also played that show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it
Do
was
Not
just
Air.
cool.
Yeah,
It was cool.
yeah, it's a fun time. So, do you have any musical? I don't know why I'm asking it in that format. Who inspired? Do you have any inspirations? Why can I not ask this question? Musical inspirations. That's the right question. Yeah.
Yeah, it would work either way.
Yeah.
I really look at a lot of, like, you know, women in music and like, you know, non-binary too, and you know, anybody. But I feel like there is such a difficult space for women. So seeing women succeed and non-binary succeed, you know, like Palomino Blonde, Carly, just seeing those people succeed, you know, it really is inspiring to me. So like Hayley Williams, who's the lead singer of Paramore,
Yes.
love her.
Yeah, she's great.
Love her. Dua Lipa, love her. Who else? Lead singer of Men I Trust, love her. She has such an amazing voice. Lead singer of the Marias, love her.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. And my list is usually women.
Yeah.
Doja Cat, love her.
Yeah.
I think she's great. And then on the other side of that is like artists like Hozier, who his music is an art form. Like he really looks at it as a piece of artwork.
Right.
And that's really inspiring. And his words are so colorful. I love it. So it's just, I don't know. I have a lot of places where I seek inspiration.
Right.
And it's,
Right.
oh, and Dodie. Like,
Oh, yeah.
for example, Hayley Williams and Dodie are so open about, you know, their mental health and just like how they feel. And they're so expressive in that way. And that's so just inspiring because that's such a difficult topic. And they're making it a normal thing to just talk about and experience. So.
Yeah, and it's super important. It's super important. So I watched like every aspect of it. Even I watched this one girl. She was I don't know if you watched the challenge, but she's pregnant now and she's on the challenge, the MTV challenge. And she was talking about, and I forget the name of it, but she was talking about how she was craving chalk it was.
Interesting.
And apparently it's an actual condition that pregnant women go through where they crave non-food items. And she was talking about that and how she was afraid to say anything, but she mentioned it to a couple people and got a good response and realized maybe this is something she should talk about. And until she said, I was like, wow, I'd never heard it. I never even knew that was an issue before. So it's interesting, and it was pretty helpful because now I know that there's an actual issue. And now I probably will meet a pregnant lady that is craving non-food items because that's how it always happens. But I thought it was really like brave of her to come out and say that she's wanting to eat chalk because I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that anybody can make fun of her for that, but I think it's important to speak up about everything, like mental health, and that was the strangest thing I'd ever heard of. But I mean, I was like, wow, that could be helpful.
Definitely. And you never know who you're helping by just mentioning it because, you know, there's a lot of people that don't have their kind of resources to reach out or just to learn more. And by just someone saying like, oh, you know, I learned that this is the thing that pregnant women go through. It's like, okay, I'm not alone. I can talk about it with someone and I don't feel weird and like I'm going to get made fun of or anything.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So, all right, I'm going to move on to the next segment. You can tell mom anything. I'm going to ask questions that your fans can get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay. So, what is currently on your playlist?
Currently on my playlist. Hold on, I have my phone right here. Let's see.
Okay.
I know, okay, so I'm kind of weird when it comes to my playlists, and I tend to make artist-specific playlists. So I'll get, like, discographies of artists that I like, and I'll just put their whole discography in there, and I'll just I'm feeling very men I trust today, or I'm feeling very doty today. But let's see. Let's go into a daily mix and see what's going on. All right, so I'll go into this one. So today, the playlist is Hippocampus. I don't know if you know that band.
No.
They're super cool. They're very chill, but I don't know. They have very interesting arrangements, music arrangements. There's Men I Trust on here. There's Crumb, which I know why this one's on here because we covered Lock It.
Okay.
And so the way I learn music is I have to listen to the song over and over and over and over and over again. And so that one and the song by Dayglow called Can I Call You Tonight are on here. More Crumb. There's a Half Alive song on here. The Marias. There's TV Girl song. More Men I Trust. So it's kind of in that vein of music. A lot of dream pop, a lot of shoegaze, a lot of pop. I've been listening to a lot of pop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where it's at right now.
Awesome.
That's the current one.
Okay, so if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Change one thing about myself. Oof. I don't know. Oh no. I guess it wouldn't be anything physical. I guess it's just how self-conscious I can be.
Okay.
Because
I
I'm
would love
very
to change that about myself
self-aware.
too. Yeah,
I'm very self-aware of how, because I've never been diagnosed. I'm just disclaiming that right now, but I feel like I have a lot of social anxiety.
Okay.
And so that adds to me being self-conscious. So when I'm on stage, I feel like it kind of translates that way. So if I could change one thing about myself is to remove that anxiety that I get. But yeah, I mean, the stage always makes it better, but it's definitely something that's on the back of my mind at all times.
Right. Yeah. Now, does it make it harder for you to perform feeling that way?
Not really. I will say, the hour or two right before the show, I'm like, oh my God, do I know all the words? Am I going to play the song right? Am I going to do this? Oh my God, I'm super nervous and jittery. And once I get on the stage, it kind of I'm on stage. Right. But, if I have to start talking, sometimes I'll just kind of drone on and I'm like, anyway, let's start the song. And I definitely know that's a side effect of me overthinking a lot of am I being entertaining? Am I being funny? Okay, anyway, it's time to go back to the song. Right. So. Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't. And I like talking, but I don't think I could do it into a microphone. I'm going to be put to the test on May 7th when I have my mini fest. But
yes,
I do have the Ripple Effect host actually doing the hosting because I was like, these bands will never be introduced if I have to do it. I will never be able to do it.
I saw that. I want to make it out to that for sure. There's a lot of very cool artists on there.
Yeah, Dirty Rivals is going to be there.
Yeah. And so is Tess. I love Tess.
Yep, Tess, Dirty Rivals, Do Not Air.
Yeah.
Who else did you say? I think that
let me look up the list. Because I remember saying and this person's playing and that person's playing.
Yeah, I went through it without looking at the list the other day and I actually got all 16. I was like, woohoo. Wow. I did it.
That's amazing, honestly. I can barely list the songs I'm listening to today. I have to pull out my phone.
I usually would have to. Yeah, Super Gold.
Super Gold, Tess Gray, Corazon Javioso, The Plastic Eyes.
Yes, the Plastic
Opposition
Eyes.
Dolls.
Yeah.
Telecon, Dirty Rivals, Young Fiction, Modern Freaks.
Yeah.
Do Not Air, fun. Luna Scar. It's pretty stacked. And
you should come out. Yes.
I am planning on it.
Okay, cool. I think that your boy with the fat bass, I think they're coming on at 9 after Super Bowl.
Cool.
I think 10:10 maybe.
Cool. Yeah, because I got asked to play a show on May 7th, and he's like, oh, I have a show that same day. And I totally did not link that it was this one.
Yeah.
And I'm here I'm going to go to the Stage Mom podcast show and this and that. And then I totally, like, my brain said, that's another May 7th. That's not this May 7th.
I do that kind of stuff all the time.
Ugh.
So, okay. So if you could sit down with one person from the past or present for 1 hour, who would it be?
Oh, I feel like I've been asked this question so many times, and I never know what to answer. Because there's so many people that I would love to talk to.
Right.
I would say probably Hayley Williams.
Okay.
She's someone, I mean, it's also like one of those things where it's like, I never want to meet Hayley Williams because I look up to her so much, and I'm just, I don't want to
what if
ruin...
you're let down?
Yeah, not even that I'm let down. I just don't want to, like, ruin my perception of her in any way.
Right.
It's just like one of those things. But if I were to sit down with her, I would love to just talk to her for an hour and just, like, you know, talk music, talk anything, really.
Right.
Because I feel like she has a lot of interesting things to say.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so who knows you best and why?
One of my best friends probably does. That or my boyfriend. They're kind of neck and neck. Just because they've kind of become like kind of my confidants. We share pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So there's certain things where they'll say, "Oh, I thought you were gonna say this," and I was thinking of saying that, and I changed it, and I'm like, "How'd you know?" Or they're like, cool. "Hey, I saw this, and I thought of you," and it's like, you know. It's them just, like, intuitively knowing certain things about me, or me intuitively knowing certain things about them. Like, oh, I knew you were going to say this because of this. And they're like, dang it, you hang out too much.
But that's good, though. That's nice to have friends like that. Yeah, it is.
It's super nice to have people around like that, because sometimes you don't have to explain things. They just kind of get it. So
Yep. I have this one friend that I've been friends with for, 23 years now, and we don't talk every day. We talk every few months, but as soon as we talk again, it's like we never had any time. But she knows that I'm the type of person that when I say I'll call you back, I'm not calling you back. She knows that. It's just a way to get off the phone. Oh, okay, let me call you back. She knows it's going to be quite some time before she hears from me again, but if she needs me to show up to anything, I'm there. And if I need her to show up, she's there. And that's just how it's always been, which is super cool to have those friends that just understand you that way.
No, one of my childhood friends actually we have that kind of relationship, and she's in town now. Oh, and she's like, she texted me for the first time. We don't talk every day, but she texted me and she's like, "Hey, let's go out on Saturday. I'm going to be in town." And I'm like, "Oh, yes, let's go. Like, you can come over. You can see the apartment. You can do this. We can do that." And so it's like she never left. So
those are like so few and far between those friendships. They're so hard to find. And then because then you get these other ones that want you to come visit all the time and call all the time, and I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I got kids.
Like, it's not that I don't.
Job.
Yeah, it's like it's not that I don't care about you. It's just I'm too busy sometimes.
Exactly, but it's like if you need me, I will be there. But I don't need to shoot the shit with you every day.
Yeah.
That's just how I am. Okay. So, who has had the greatest impact on your life?
Wow, these are hard questions. I have to really think about these.
Making you dig deep.
Yeah. I would say my parents. I grew up in a very, like, stable household, which is a privilege that most people don't, or a lot of people don't get to have.
Yeah.
And my dad is a huge lover of music, and I think that that's where I truly got my spark from. Like, I grew up with Saturdays and Sundays music blasting all day long. And like they've come out to, you know, almost all of my theater performances, and they come out to a few of my Glass Orange shows. I play too late, you know.
Right.
But
for us oldies.
I play too late for them, but yeah, I think that they have kind of given me the drive that I kind of have. Because, you know, my mom is a really hard worker, and so is my dad. And so I commend them for that kind of, like, you need to work hard. You need to make sure that you do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah.
So,
And they were so supportive of you, which is nice.
yeah.
That's nice.
Which again is another privilege that a lot of people don't get
It
to
is
have.
because a lot of these bands I talk to, I'm like, so what do you how does your family feel? They're like, oh, they've never seen me play. And I'm like, what? Like, my daughter would love for me to have not shown up to one of her shows, but yeah, that's just, it is a privilege. So, okay. So who is your celebrity crush?
Hayley Williams.
Okay.
I just love her so much. Her and Dua Lipa, they're my crushes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I love them. And who else? I have like another crush. Oh, and Donovan Malero from Hail to Sun is another crush of mine. He's the lead singer. It's a post-hardcore band. He used to be a drummer, singer, and now he just sings. But
what is his last name?
Malero. Melero, yeah.
Okay, found him.
It's one of those that I've kind of grown out of, but there was a long point in my life where he was a huge celebrity crush of mine.
Oh, he's handsome, though. It's probably everything together, the whole package.
Yeah, he sings, he writes, he plays guitar, plays drums, you know.
Nice, yeah. Okay, so all right, what is one item that you possess that you would run into a burning building to get?
My hard drive. It has my music, it has my photography, it has everything that I need to just continue, you know?
Right.
Recently I had my equipment stolen, like my guitar and my amp out of my car.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I hate thieves, man.
Yeah, it sucked. And it was from where my car was parked in my neighborhood, like outside my apartment. And that's how I started the year, actually. I started the year with stolen equipment. And thankfully I was able to replace it because I have a great boyfriend and great friends. And he secretly put together a GoFundMe and had friends
that is
donate.
so nice.
Yeah, it was super sweet. And so I was able to replace everything. So thankfully it was just the guitar and the amp. None of the pedals were taken. So it's not like I had to really splurge for anything, but no, so I figured out that's replaceable if I needed it to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hard drive is irreplaceable. It has a lot of stuff that I've worked on and a lot of my art, so.
Okay. All right. So, do you like going to the movies or staying home and watching a movie?
I like going.
Yeah, most people do. Until you get to my age, and then it's like, I don't want to deal with that.
I don't know. It's a whole experience to go and sit in the dark and go with friends, and then right after, being like, did you see that? And did you see this? And that line was so good, and that song was amazing, and you hear the effects here, you know. It's just nice to, like, go. I like, you know, group things, just being around people.
Yeah. Now that they have the recliner seats, I'll go more often. The ones I grew up on sucked.
Yeah. No, they have definitely upgraded.
Yeah, they have.
Movie seats and stuff.
They
It's
sure
really
have.
nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. So, is there a certain type of movie that you like more? Like, is rom-coms or horror? Or what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is actually I don't know if you've ever heard of What We Do in the Shadows.
No.
It's it was turned into a series recently.
Okay.
But many years ago, this like independent film called What We Do in the Shadows came out, and it's basically a docudrama. So it's set up like a documentary, but it's all fiction.
Okay.
And it's about this coven of vampires that live in New Zealand.
Oh, I think I've heard of this.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite movies. I've watched it a handful of times at this point.
And then they made a series about it.
They made a series recently.
Okay.
I think it's
Is it
on
called the
Hulu.
same thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same name.
Awesome.
And that movie was so good. I remember seeing the trailers online and being like, oh, I have to try to find this. And I found some like website that was streaming it because it wasn't even out like in anywhere. It was just an independent film that had been made. And I thought it was so funny. I just loved the idea of old school vampires trying to fit in a modern world. And
I'll have to look that up. Did you watch the series too?
I have not watched the series.
Oh, okay. I was curious to see what was better.
Yeah. I'm kind of scared to watch the series because I love the movie so much that I'm scared that the series will kind of ruin it.
Yeah.
But I enjoy those kinds of movies that are kind of a poke at things. Like it's set up to be real, but it's all satire. And I love like action films.
Okay.
Those are pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, we're going on. My 9-year-old's going on a Scream kick in this house, so everything we have to watch is Scream this, Scream that. Like, it's yeah. She's decided she likes horror movies now, so that's like her horror movie now. So funny. So funny.
I have never been a horror movie person. As much as I love like goth things and just like vampires and all of that, like I have way too overactive an imagination to be able to handle a horror movie.
Okay.
I can watch it on silent. I can definitely watch it on silent. Because it's not the monster or the gore or any of that scares me. It's like the little like ticking of feet and like it's too much.
I'm fine with horror movies. What I can't handle are like the evil ones, like the satanic ones, like those are the ones that mess with my mind. And there was my husband knows this, and he forced me to watch the one where the house had something in. I don't know. It was just so freaky. I mean, and I was freaked out. I couldn't move. My husband at the end of the movie got up and left me in the family room all alone. He said he had to go to the bathroom. And I was waiting for him to come back because I was terrified to move because it was it was freaky. And then the movie ends. I'm still there by myself, and I found him in the bedroom hiding. I was like, I would have shut the movie off. I was like, I was only watching it for you, and you left me. Dipped on me. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he did it. He's like, I was getting too freaked out. I can't remember the name of it, but they had like sequels where. Yeah.
Was it like paranormal? Or something?
Paranormal Activity. That's what it was.
Yeah, those are pretty freaky.
So freaky.
Those are pretty freaky.
Yeah, and he left my ass alone. God, I was so mad at him. So I will. Now he knows he's not going to talk me into doing anything like that again because he left me. Yeah.
See, like, I can't watch the movies, but I love like listening to ghost stories, and I love like the paranormal stuff. Like I listen to a lot of like paranormal podcasts and things like that.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
I love the stories, but I can't do the movies.
Yeah, no, I can't do either. Oh my God, it's freaky. All right, so on that note, we will move on to the rapid fire.
Okay.
Hopefully, we'll get this good. Okay, what was your favorite subject in school?
History.
Okay.
Outside of music, of course, but history.
Right. What was your first job?
It was retail, for a company called Charming Charlie.
Okay. What word do you hate hearing?
Moist.
Oh my God. You're the third person that's heard. I hate moist. I hate moist and sliver.
It's gross.
I was just talking to my daughter about it yesterday, and she's like, I just don't understand why people hate that word. It's not like, I'm like, it's a horrible word.
It's just, there's so much about it. There's so much about it.
Okay, so what do you collect?
I collect cameras. I have a bunch of film cameras up here.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, somewhere in here. It's on display. But I because I take photography and I did a lot of film, so I'm starting to collect some cameras up here.
That is super cool. That's neat. Okay. So what is your lazy go-to dinner?
Spaghetti.
Oh, mine too. Yeah.
It's easy.
It is easy. Super, just whip that together. Unless it's like a homemade sauce, but. Okay.
Yeah.
What celebrity annoys you the most?
Amy Schumer.
Oh, yeah,
I
me
can't
too. I'm
take
right
her.
there with you on that one. I cannot take her. I'm just
I
like,
can't.
why? Why is she even a part of anything?
I can't.
Why?
I don't.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because she's a woman, and I want to support women, but also I cannot take her. I
Yeah.
can't.
No, I agree with you. What is your favorite beverage?
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Whatever you. I guess name either.
I love LaCroix.
Okay.
Um,
My friend's
specifically-
father is the owner of LaCroix.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I love it. It's one of my favorite things to drink. Which I have like a whole case in the fridge right now, but only I'm the one that drinks it. And then alcoholic, I'll say the beer High Life, from Cigar City Brewing.
Okay. And is
It's
that
really
an
good.
IPA?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't do well with IPAs.
Most people don't. I don't blame
Oh,
you.
God. It was awful. My daughter's band played at the Lincoln Beard Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
It just all hit
Which-
me at the end of the night. And I
That's
didn't know
why I
where
like
the
it,
band
though.
merch was. I didn't know where the drum set was. I was like, oh my God. My husband wanted to kill me on the way home. He almost dropped me
Which-
at the corner to go pick up my kid. Because he
That's
was
kind of
like,
why I like it, though, because, I mean, I get maybe 1 or 2 drinks, and I'm like, I'm good for the night. I'm just gonna chill out. But, I don't know if I asked you, what band is your daughter in?
well, she was in Saving Harold. She was the drummer
Mm-hmm.
for Saving Harold, but they haven't done anything since August. Their last show, they played The Ripple Effect
Okay.
at Revolution Live.
Cool.
And then their bassist went away to college, to Berkeley. So
That happens.
they're on a hiatus, and now she's just doing her own. She's a drummer,
Cool.
and she's just doing her own solo thing now, kind of like you. But now she's got her little drum,
Yeah.
her band put together, and she's going to be playing her first show at the Mini Fest. That's going to be
Cool.
the first time ever singing in front of anybody. So I said, you're
So
going to go
cool.
first, because if you back out, you're not screwing up my lineup. So, but
Oh my
she's
gosh.
really doing well, and
Now I
her
really have
first
to
single
go.
will be out by then. So, yeah.
Now I really have to go. I have to
Yeah.
go as early as possible.
Yeah, she comes out at 1. I'm super excited about it, though, because, like, she's so quiet, and, like, to see her come from behind the drums to, like, the front playing guitar, I'm like, it's going to be a whole different thing. Because I'm
Yeah.
usually, like, looking around, you know,
Yeah.
seeing her to see my kid, and now she's going to be right there.
Yeah.
So
My
it'll be
boyfriend
fun.
plays drums, so I definitely understand. I understand
Yes.
that trying to find the drummer life.
It's always hidden. Yes,
Yeah.
it's like a job. It's like its own full-time job trying to
Yeah.
find the drummer. That's so funny. That
Honestly,
is
it's
funny.
definitely changed the way I take photos because
Uh-huh.
my boyfriend's a drummer. So whenever I
Right.
take photos of a band, I always make sure that I have some photos of the drummer
Right.
alone. Because
Yeah.
sometimes they just don't get
No.
the love.
They don't. They don't at all. And I'm like I said, I'm a horrible photographer, so I'd always like sit there and stalk other people's social media looking for a picture of my kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful. Yep. So, all right. So, what is the last thing you watched on TV?
The last thing I watched. So I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of YouTube. But I
Okay.
guess the closest thing to TV is I've been watching The Sopranos for the first time.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the last thing I watched.
Okay. What do you impulse buy at the store often?
Clothing.
Clothing.
I
What's your
love
favorite
clothes.
store?
I mean, I try to go thrifting as often as possible.
Yeah.
Or go to like secondhand. Like Ross gets a lot of like old merch or merchandise
Yeah.
from other places, so I try to go to those.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. So, what one food would you gladly get rid of out of your life forever?
One food that I would gladly get rid of my life. I don't know. I'm not like a picky person when it comes to
Oh,
food.
okay.
Like I guess like if I had to get rid of something, maybe like red meat. I don't really eat a lot of red meat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I could eat some chicken and tofu and live my life.
Do you like tofu?
Yeah.
Not a big tofu person.
It depends on how it's made, really.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely had some really bad tofu.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with salmon. If it's not made right, oh my God.
Yeah. Same
That's
thing.
rough. Yeah. All right. So, what is the first concert you ever attended?
It was Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, really?
Right after American Idol. She went on tour, and I went to go see Kelly Clarkson.
Was she on tour with Clay Aiken?
I don't think so. I think it was just her own tour. I was really young. But I have this like really distinct memory for some reason of Since You've Been Gone. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know why that song specifically from her tour was imprinted in my brain. Oh. But I still see it in my head every time.
I love her.
I love her. I think she's great.
I love her. And she's funny.
Yeah.
She's an amazing singer. I love everything about her. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like she's down to earth, which is a good thing.
She's super down. Yeah. All right. So what's coming up for you guys? You said that you're going to put your EP out within this year.
That's the goal. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you have any shows coming up or?
We do. So this one is unannounced, but we do have a show coming up May 20th.
Okay.
At Naomi's Garden.
Okay.
And I believe
I haven't been there. I've been hearing a lot about it. Yeah.
It's nice. It's a nice area.
Okay.
It's like kind of outdoors. It's like open, I guess you could say.
That's
and
nice.
It's pretty nice. But it's gonna be us, Soul Packs, Cannibal Kids, and Frog Show Mercy.
Okay.
The last time I saw the lineup, so it's gonna be a cool time.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay. And do you have any merch out or anything yet? Or
yes, so I do have an online store that has some merch. There's a bucket hat that has part of the art from Petals.
Okay.
And
that's cute.
I have a t-shirt that has like ocean waves and it says Glass Orange.
Nice.
And that's kind of like what I call Feel shirt because, you know, in the music video for Feel, it's by the ocean. There's a lot of like waves and all of that. So I put that on the shirt.
That's neat.
And then Petals has a lot of like flowers and stuff. And there was a specific like art piece that's in the single cover that I put on the hat.
Okay.
Oh, and there's a cap. There's a cap also.
A cap. Okay. And how do they get to your store? Is it through your Instagram account or?
Yeah, on glassorange.live, which is my website. There's a button that says merch. You can go there.
And what is your social media? How do they find you there?
Glass Orange or Glass Orange Band. I'm the only band with the name Glass Orange, so it's super easy to find. Okay,
awesome. All right, awesome. I loved talking to you. You're super nice.
Yes, it's fun.
And I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you want to let everybody know before we go or said it all?
No, I'll leave it like that. Let's leave it with a little bow. There's nothing else I need to add.
All right, awesome. So hopefully you make it out and I can meet you on May 7th at some point.
Yes.
And
I want to.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. It should be fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed taking the time to talk to me and sit down, and I really, really enjoyed talking to you. You're very nice.
Thank you again.
Girl. And everybody needs to go follow Glass Orange and check out for all of their next shows and buy their merch. Buy merch. So thank you so much, Melanie. Thank you so much. And I'll meet you soon.
Cool. See you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.